Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind Evan and Terry's Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, and y'all probably looking at the quality right now like, let's motherfucker back on the handy cam. Look, you goddamn right. Cause look, I went to motherfucking Best Buy, right? And I went and got a cord. I went and got a cord so I can make my webcam on my computer, so I can make my handy cam the default camera, so I can start going live with clear footage and clear audio, right? So after I done did that, right, plugged the shit up, right, something was just telling me like, man, why don't you check it out and see what happens now if you just record a video. And goddamn it, I recorded a video on my video file. I want to play in video format now. So this shit is crazy, man. I don't really trust technology like that. But for the most part, I'm kind of happy because I just want to use that camera for my music videos, because for the most part, the video I just uploaded took damn near, I uploaded that way in the goddamn morning. And the shit took all the way to the afternoon to upload. Then the fucking 2-minute video I got just testing out the goddamn camera, that shit took a half an hour to upload. So, you know, I don't want to, like, I hate doing shit like that, like, and getting into all that shit. I'm just gonna have to buy computer number fucking 5 to start uploading nothing but video shit, and therefore that computer will have enough RAM and enough shit on that computer for me to do a lot of shit with. But I ain't gonna be able to do that with this computer. But for the most part, yeah, so I'm kind of happy because now I get to upload faster now with this bum ass handycam. Now, for the most part, we're gonna talk about ancestors. Now, ancestors. Now, there's a specific way to look at ancestors, but there's a few things you need to understand, because when we talk about ancestors and things of that nature, there's spiritual systems out here that go too far with it, to the point that they create rituals and spells, and all these are just mechanisms, because you have to understand, what is an ancestor? An ancestor is someone who have passed on, and they may have been attached to your family or your bloodline. So this is a person who have passed on. But you need to understand, when a person is less dense and then they pass on into another physical realm, a higher density and things of that nature, a spirit may not can fully go there and experience where they need to go to be reborn based upon where they just left. And if it's a lot of people who are attaching their emotions and feelings and their ideas to this spirit, then this spirit is not free to travel. So the spirit have to go through the ghost stage and have to second guess, or make themselves part of you in some type of way, or make themselves part of your circumstance or your situation, or make themselves part of a ritual that you do every day. And a ritual is anything that you do every day. Smoking could be a ritual. You see what I'm saying? So you may have certain ideas that you pay respects to. Your ancestors probably even never left Earth, because you probably go visit their gravesite every day and things of that nature. So they attach to that area. So every time you go to that area, you get all these emotions and feelings. So they stuck in that area. But see, this is what you need to understand. Now, part of my choice of words, I don't want to use dumbass. Well, let's say unenlightened. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you have an ancestor that had passed on and they were unenlightened, and you are consciously aware enough to know that you may have known more than them, then these is not the ancestors you need to be calling on in the first place. You see what I'm saying? These ancestors cannot help you. Matter of fact, you are hurting them. Matter of fact, you are here to help them if you are more spiritually inclined. And how you help them is by letting them go. You see what I'm saying? By letting them go. The more you are able to let them go, the more you are able to help them. And any spiritually higher inclined person understands that. You see what I'm saying? This will be the people who come in good natures of you know what I'm saying, praising their ancestors, but in ways of high vibrations, like feeling good, feeling like your ancestor is in a better place, letting your ancestor go, not attaching yourself, just remembering the things that your ancestor taught you and utilize them in these days, because that part was a wise ancestor anyway. If they had something to teach you, if it wasn't a negative person in your life, I don't care if it's your parents, grandparents, whatever. If you got some negative ones, these are the ones that you're not supposed to be calling on either. But for the most part, because it goes deep, like your ancestor may be an enemy that you have killed in a previous life. You see what I'm saying? Because little do you know, in so many densities and frequencies, you are an ancestor to a lesser life form. And when I say lesser life form, I'm not talking about from Earth basis. I'm talking about you are actually in a higher life form and you have died from a previous life form, and you are in a higher life form, and you may have family that you may have left behind, right? And they may call on you for a lot of things. But see, what you know and what you're doing now is what you always been doing if you're not learning. So for an example, you're planning a pattern. So how it'll play out in your life when you're getting called upon things, right? It may just play out in your life as you feeling like you need to do something. And once you get that duty done, you feel comfortable inside now. Because you got that out the way. You have to do something you was itching to do. That's how it may play out in your life. But in so many realms, you're getting called upon as an ancestor. So now you have to look at that too. Think about if you always getting called to do this specific thing every day. Let's scrap that somebody died and you go visit a gravesite all the time. Let's say it's something that you go to every day. It's something that you want to do every day. How you know? Like, that's a pattern. That's something you're doing every day, right? That's a pattern, right? But you don't look at it in no other way. But anytime you're doing the same thing over and over, that's stagnation. That's a pattern. It doesn't matter what realm of reality, how high or how low dense, is a pattern, right? So that's a possibility to be unable to move on to something else. That's just like if you're in a relationship, an abusive relationship, but you're not getting yourself out of it, you're blocking any clairvoyance from experiencing another relationship. You see what I'm saying? So it's a pattern. You keep getting into bad relationships because you don't see yourself in nothing better. And all right, now look at it like this. You're just doing something specifically every day, honoring something every day, right? How do you know that you're an ancestor in a lower dense to a lower less form? How do you know that you're not getting called upon? And that's what's creating frequency vibrations inside you to keep doing that shit over and over, right? But in so many realms of realities, in the realm you in, you're not able to move on. You see what I'm saying? So flip that to when you looking at your ancestors. You're not letting your ancestors move on. So if you had any spirit, if you're spiritually inclined, you would know how to let go of your ancestors and to know, like, okay, they're in a better place, and you feel positive every time you think about them. If you in a situation where somebody done passed on, and every time you think about them, you get down, you feel down, and things of that nature, that's exactly where they at, and you're not letting them go. You're keeping them in a pattern. You're not letting them experience. You're not letting them be reborn. You're not letting them see a new light that they want to go into. You're keeping them in the dark, but if they was lost, they going to be lost. So check this out. You're hurting them. But the same way how I said you are an ancestor, same way they're hiring you in another life, check this out. They may not perceive it the way how I'm talking about it, like you're doing something wrong to them. They might not ever perceive it like this. This is why I get back to where I was saying, pardon my choice of words if I say dumbass, let me just say enlightened. Because 9 times out of 10, your ancestor wasn't enlightened. Your ancestor was enticed by things in reality, things in society, external things. Wanting to receive a gain or prosperity, you see what I'm saying? Or wanting to get out of a circumstance or a situation. And those things are made out of the external realm, what was brought upon you by society outside of you. You see what I'm saying? Your location or the situation or circumstance that you in, 9 times out of 10 revolves around where you live at, a job or something like that. Something that you want or something that you want to gain or receive. 9 times out of 10, it wasn't made by you, it wasn't created by you, and it has a lot of energy backed and supported by forces outside of you that make everybody pay attention to it. So you see what I'm saying? So when people pray in religion or when people call on their ancestors to get certain things and out of the situations, here's why your ancestor may not see it as wrong. Because look, if your ancestor was lost here into things, they was lost there. So a lot of times, this is how you can come across a person who into ancestor work, who's into that kind of spirituality, and they can tell you that it 100% work. This is why you will come across people like that, right? Because 9 times out of 10, what this person is trying to do, they call on their ancestors to give them the strength to do it. And 9 times out of 10, whatever they're trying, for an example, let's say a person is trying to be a musician or an actor, right? And they may have had a lot of family members already who then lived and died, but they was musicians, or they was actors and actresses already, right? So when this person just wake up one day and be like, I want to be an actor or actress, or I want to be a musician, right? What happened? They call on their ancestors, right? And sometimes they do it subconsciously. They already got the vibration because they got pictures, they got memories of their family member already being in it and shit like that. So they call on their ancestor. Now this person is walking around with all this extra source power, all this extra energetic force, field. Because here's what happened. The ancestor, you never let them go, so they never got reborn. But what happened is you took their elemental gas that they're made out of and made it a part of you, to the point that it even plays out physically. A person would say, this person lives through me now. I'm this person now. You see what I'm saying? My ancestor lives through me. I'm this person reincarnated. I'm in the flesh of this person. You took on that. You right. You took on that trait. But listen, what you're not understanding is you still not letting them go. But in their realm of reality, this might have been their way to experience what they may have not got to experience because their life had got cut short, or they may not have got to the ability to do it and they got old and died, or they got killed, or their life may have got cut short in whatever way, shape, or form, and they never got to experience what they wanted, what they was into when they was here. So you being here and them being an ancestor, and if they was lost into these things, then goddamn you gonna catch all kind of spirits of wanting to do the same thing that they was doing. If they was a cop or whatever. You see what I'm saying? It goes deep when you talk about the spiritual realm. This ain't nothing to play with. Spirits ain't nothing to be playing with. How people are nonchalant and not thinking about shit. When I talk about something, I'm really there. You know what I'm saying? Now, your ancestor will live through you. You see what I'm saying? Just to experience that experience again. But what you fail to realize is it's still a form of entrapment. It's still a form of self-knowedness. It's still a form of not experiencing the same cycle and not experiencing what you truly need to really experience on a spiritual path, and what you need to be here learning it again. And then for your ancestor to be reborn. See, your ancestor truly cannot help you unless it's through something in this physical form that they was attached to. So if you are attached to something here, because it's truly not just playing on spiritual enlightenment. If you are attached to something here, you want to do something, yeah, call on your ancestors. Because 9 times out of 10, your ancestor died with a certain frequency vibration of things that they wanted to do, that they may not have gotten to do yet. So, yeah, you would get all kind of extra soul force. Yeah, you would. But it's a form of entrapment for both of y'all. And both of y'all adding water and weight will come back into this physical density, or both of y'all smashed into one person, or as twins or something, and both of y'all will come into this realm of reality and experience more experiences, more density, more weight, more circumstances and situations of the more shit, of the same shit, until you get tired of it and get spiritually inclined and know how to spiritually involve yourself to move on. Back to that when I was talking about how to feel about your ancestors as being gone and being where they needed to go, and feeling positive every time you think about them and things of that nature. And if you had an ancestor that was down here that was spiritually inclined, then you will already have that kind of vibration anyway. You see what I'm saying? You will already have that kind of vibration to think about them like that. And those kind of ones are truly powerful. Those ones really have power because you truly don't have to ask. They truly will already be in a realm of reality where they have a sense of already knowing that they have to take care of things and have things taken care of, and whatever they're doing in that life, in their existence that they're taking care of, you're gonna be a part of that in some realm of reality. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you got to understand. You see, same way you know now, same way I know I'm an ancestor. I done died from a lower, less form and risen. Now I'm in a higher place, in a higher form, in a higher density version than a lower. Now they may call on me as me being their ancestor. You see what I'm saying? But me being spiritually inclined, I know the better I get myself together and the better I feel like I need to let go of shit and feel like I'm already in a better place, the better that they gonna feel that energy, whatever like that. And then that's how I truly help them. You know what I'm saying? That's how I truly help them, because now they got all this supernatural benefit in energetic force. because now they know how to let go of shit. They know how to, and when you anytime you let go of something, it's like you shed. It's like you push out something, and that leaves more room in the astral realm for your spirit to receive more. You see what I'm saying? Like, God and the universe and God will only give you what you can handle. It won't give you what you can't handle. So if you're a person who pushing out energies of you don't deserve this, or you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't do that, then you're putting yourself in a certain circumstance where you telling yourself that you can't handle these responsibilities. So God is not even going to give you these responsibilities. But you know we're here on earth to handle an amount of responsibilities. So if you are a person who's shedding away or running away from certain responsibilities based upon what you thought you have learned in religions and things of that nature, then you're truly a religious person. You're truly not understanding life the way you're supposed to understand it. You're here, so this is why when you have responsibilities, the better you know how to take care of them, the better you're looked at, no matter what shape or form or realm of reality you're into. The less you know how to take care of your responsibilities, the more you looked at as reckless, or a person who's you know what I'm saying, don't know what's going on, or a person who try to put titles on responsibilities, or try to say that a person who's trying to gain a lot of attention, they don't want that responsibility. Like, people who try to tie these theologies to things, they're undeserving. You see what I'm saying? So they're not going to achieve. We're here to understand that. We're here to understand responsibility. And if you have an ancestor who didn't understand that when they was on earth, these are not ancestors you should be calling on. But if you have but if you are into something that you want to do in the physical realm, then you could call on any one of your ancestors. It don't even matter, because they always wanted to. Now, if you had negative ones in your life, don't call on them. Let them go so they can get to a positive place. Because all you doing is holding on to the negative things that they put on you, and you give it excuses based upon the religion or the spirituality you went to. So you be like, yeah, they might have been bad for me in my life, but I was glad that they hear this, that. No, like I said, that ancestor might have been someone that you done wrong to in a previous life, or this, that, and third. And we're gonna get into these life scales and things of that nature. But just because you're born within a family, within the blood is a lower vibration, is a density of fluid. Fluid is just a lesser density than vibration. So vibration is attached to your soul and your memory. So just because you're born into a bloodline, that could be just a situation that you're born into a specific memory, born into a specific experience, born into a specific vibration. You see what I'm saying? But the titles of family and things that y'all put on it is different. I'm gonna make another video about that though, but y'all gotta understand that. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn,